Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing? How are we all doing today? It's been one heck of a day. So I thought I would, uh, draw the crow because I'd forgotten that I'd started it. So I just thought, oh yeah, okay, let's get that done. So I've just got the wing and the tail to do. But I have decided while I was waiting for stream to start that I actually want to darken up some of the shadow under here. So I'm going to do that first of all, just to sort of just get the shadows right. And I'm just using a couple of pencils for this. I'm using this 4B for the darker colours and just a normal HB for the rest of it. So I hope you're all well. We had quite a day today. We had to take our dog Rosie to the vet. Mainly because her hotspot was not looking great. It was not looking great at all. And it was a good thing we did because when they had a look at her and they sort of shaved off a lot more of her fur, they realised that she'd actually got some infected skin. And so now she's on an awful lot of tablets, antibiotics, anti inflammatories, steroids, which she's got to be on for quite a while. So yeah, so I spent a lot of money on the dog today. Hey Faisal, how you doing? And then I had to go to the dentist myself, and that was even more money. So I spent a lot of money on teeth and dogs today. I got the all clear at the dentist, which I was very pleased about. So that means I don't have to worry now until I think February is the next time I go. Hey Liz, how you doing? What am I listening to? I just picked a random weekly mix off Spotify, but now it sounds a bit. Sounds a bit weird. I don't like this song. Let me turn it off. Let's not do that. Let's go to that was from the Super Mario Brothers movie, apparently. Oh my god, that was just so weird. The weirdest music. I'm wondering about whether to put blue in this. I haven't quite decided. Um, ba, 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 ba. Do, 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 do. Right. Make this shadow down here to be a little bit darker. Right, need to think about doing this wing. Change pencils. Just trying to think how to do these. Hey, Knocking Mystic. How you doing? So I was just thinking deeply then about how to tackle this wing. Might have to be like feather at a time. Anyway, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. slightly terrified of doing this wing and and the tail. But have to tackle it at some point, right? I find feathers really, really hard to do. And I'm not utterly convinced that I'm tackling it the right way. But you live and learn, right? This is some really weird music that keeps playing. Okay, that sounds a little bit more decent. Let me see what other mixes there are. I'm just going to change my music. Hang on. There we go. Can't be said I'm the early bird. It's 10 o'clock before I say a word. Baby, I can never tell. How do you sleep so well? You keep telling me to live right. Go to bed before the daylight. Then you wake up for the sunrise. No, you don't gotta pretend, baby, now and then. Do you just wanna wake up dark as a lake, smelling like a bonfire, lost in the haze? If you're drunk on life, babe, I think it's great. While in this world, I think I'll take my whiskey. My coffee black and my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. Whiskey. So I've got these overlapping feathers here that are quite short, and then I have the much longer ones here. So I'm just sort of trying to keep track of these. My job gets done, but you worry some. I know, but who wants to live forever, babe? Treat your mouth as if it's heaven's gate. Rest of you as if you're the TSA. It's the feathers that are under this one that sort of have a blue tinge to it, and I'm kind of like whether to put the blue tinge in or whether just to keep it as a full graphite drawing, whether to put the blue in. I'm not sure I have that right blue. I could put like a soft glaze on, maybe. my whiskey, my coffee black, and my bitter tree. Too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me. I think that needs just to be a little bit darker, just to sort of emphasize where we have the feathers that go down the back. Right, okay. I need to do this one here as well. It's got quite a sharp line there. Right, okay, so I've done those. So what's everybody been up to today? Anything? We took, as I said before, we took Rosie to the vets, and for those who don't know, Rosie is our golden retriever. And actually, I can see some of the blue coming through on there. Do I put it in? I might do. Rosie is a very, very. I've been doing Valo, okay. Rosie is a very, very nervous dog. She has high, high anxiety. And as soon as she gets to the vets, she knows that she's at the vets and she hates being at the vets. And she will do everything that she can to escape. She doesn't sit still. She starts panting really heavily. She's panicking. She's looking from side to side. She jumps up at you and she's got claws that she rakes, and she doesn't just put her feet on you and just leaves them like that. She's like that constantly, just trying to escape. My legs, from the top of my thigh down to my knee, have been scratched raw. Scratched raw. She made me bleed. She dug at me so intensely, trying to escape what was happening. And I mean, when I came home, I had to get alcohol wipes and clean the wounds that she'd left me with, because it was just like very intense, very intense. Um, and this was before they took her through into the room, into the consultation room. And when she went through, it was a veterinary nurse, and she tried to have a look at the hot spot that she's got under her ear. and Rosie was having absolutely none of it and was trying to climb all over us to sort of, hurriedly escape the situation. So the veterinary nurse said, "Look, why don't you two go sit and wait in the waiting area? We'll take her out the back, and I'll have to get some extra members of staff to lend a hand because she is not going to sit still and let me shave the fur around this hotspot." So that's what they did. And Nick and I went and sat in the waiting area, and we were out there for a good 20-25 minutes. And then the vet called us through and said, yeah, she's got um, the skin's become infected, and she's got quite a bad bacterial infection going on her skin. So he gave us all her meds and everything, and he says the nurses are out the back just sort of trying to shave to see how far this infection has spread. And then found out that on the opposite side, so not the side with the hotspot, but the opposite side, she's got an ear infection. So we had to have meds for that as well. So very expensive visit to the vet. But this is what happens when you have animals. So, to be expected. And so we had to wait for another lot of medications. And then finally they brought Rosie out. He was panting incredibly heavily. And so Nick said to me, he says, "Well, I'll pay." He says, "Why don't you go take her outside?" And so I took her outside so she could sniff the grass and sort of calm down before I put her back in the car, because the car was very hot. It's been a very hot day. And I didn't really want to put her in the car unless I had to. And Nick can chat for England, so that's what he was doing. Apparently, he was putting the will to rights with the veterinary nurses for a while. It took him ages to come out, absolutely ages. And she's got the cone of shame. Poor baby's got the cone of shame on her, and she's been given antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, and steroids, and ear medication. And we've been told that the steroids will make her probably pant a lot, eat a lot, and drink a lot. Um, but she needs this treatment. So yeah, so that's what happened to Rosie today. And then when I got home with her, I could then treat my own legs from where she raked me to ribbons, because the animals are always sort of, I'm the one that normally takes them to the vets, and so when we're at the vets, I guess they want to be with me. And how Nick managed to get away without being scratched, I don't know, but I got scratched to ribbons because she was literally saying with her paws, "Get me out of here," and of course I couldn't because she needed to stay. So that's where we are. Um, let me see about. Let me just see what blues I've got. Um, um, right, so I've got all these blues. One of these blues has got to be right, hasn't it? I'm wondering if it's this one, the Indanthrene blue. might be. Just going to put some blue in this dark shadow here. There's a little bit of blue in this one. By sticking some of this blue in some of the shadow, it just sort of helps. So I'll put that there. This one needed the blue. I don't know if I want just a slightly helio blue. Right, yeah, you can go there. Okay. Right, so this um, just trying to see where this goes here. secrets away. I'm quite glad now that I actually did add the blue because I quite like how that looks. All my secrets away. Right, so this bit casts shadow. belong to me and that's sweet. These feathers here are really, really smooth. There's almost no detailing to them whatsoever. So it's really hard to not just create a smooth surface because there is texture there because it's obviously it's a feather. But today, stop about today. Don't need batteries. I'm unstoppable today. 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 Just trying to get these shadows right, where the feathers are just sort of overlapping one another. underneath the hot sun. Underneath the hot sun. What I mean. Right, and just needs a very faint touch of blue to this feather. I'm literally just grazing it over the top of this graphite pencil. If you ever have trouble with the amount of pressure that you put on when you're using pencils, just hold them higher up the stem of the pencil, because you can't add really heavy pressure if you hold the pencil right at the back. I mean, if you were here, you could really sort of ground it in, but back here you can't. Just make sure you've got control of the pencil. But I do like it with the blue on it. I think it just adds something to it. So now I have this feather here. I'm just going to use this to this feather's got a really strong blue presence to it. It's almost like the light source is reflected off this feather the most. So this one has more of a blue tinge. There's just one more feather that has this really strong blue presence on it. getting a numb bum. Right, let me just have a look at how this this bit here. Let me just see, it goes just above that. Just cheating slightly by borrowing the edge of that. Right, this bit here is quite black. Don't have to worry too much about details on this. And this bit is just a jet black line. Just needed to get that edge in just to show that there is a highlight on the top of the bird. Yes, Jack. It's okay. What do you want? Oh, okay. And I think here, if I have, that can be my little line. Right, there's kind of a hint of blue here. Excuse me. That I'm quite happy with that so far because I feel like the shading that I've got here makes it look like the feathers are coming out of the paper. So So I'm happy with that. I think I will save this bit for next time. If I keep that blue out, then I'll know which blue that I'm using. But there we go. That's where we are so far with the crow. Yeah, it's not going that bad. I think I need to add just a little bit more detail here and under here, and maybe a bit more shading here. But yeah, that's not too bad. On the If you look at this, you can see that blue on that feather, on those feathers, a lot clearer, which is why I've brought the blue in. Hang on. Let me do this. So, yeah. So anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it for today, chat, because I don't want to get into this really complicated bit towards the end of a drawing session where I find I can only concentrate for so long before I just start to want to rush, and I don't want to rush the crow. I want to give it. It's my favourite bird, so I want to do justice to it. And I'm also just thinking, what is it actually sitting on in the picture? It seems to be sitting on a very flat surface. So I might just have to put maybe some shadowing in down here at the bottom, because it isn't really sat on a branch or anything like that. But yeah, we shall see. But at the moment, I'm very happy with it. So that's where I'm going to leave it today then, chat. Thank you so much for joining me. Nice, quiet, chill drawing stream today. And tomorrow, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing. But I just take each day as it comes and see what takes my fancy. But I hope you're enjoying the crow. We're very near to the end, so just the tail and this part of the wing to go, and just some touching up details, and then we should be good to go. So yeah. So anyway, there we go. Thanks for joining me. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you tomorrow at